Welcome to What I Miss? With Cameron, the weekly topical show that asks Bowling Green, wait, what I miss? From the past week, tonight's guests, we got Kim Lancaster from the city of Bowling Green and Shawn Murnin from the Bowling Green Hot Rods. And here's your host, Cameron Coates. It's me. I'm the host and the announcer. Very low budget program, but this is an opportunity to kind of dive in and look at the stories of the week that maybe might have gone overlooked or need a little bit deeper dive. So we'll do this about once a week here. But first of all, I would like to say a big congratulations to the class of 2020. I'm very excited for all of our, elementary school, middle school, high school, WKU grads. That's where I stole the picture from the class of 2020. WKU, of course, there's been a lot of virtual graduations. That's been the new thing here, where celebrities will come on. They did one that had Obama, Malala, the Jonas Brothers, which just reminds me of last year when the WKU Alumni Association asked me to speak at their party, and then I made a joke about how the mold in Minton might have affected my GPA, and I don't think I'll ever be invited back again. So congratulations to the class of 2020. It's been a banner week for the elderly here around Southern Kentucky. I want to say a big congratulations to Edna Melson, William Wheeler, fought COVID-19 and won. DJ Sampson Community Hospital in Glasgow hosted those up. And a big happy 100th birthday to Robert Carson, a Bowling Green resident, World War II veteran, turned 100. So a big happy birthday to Robert. Did one of the birthday drive-bys there that I like. Robert attributes his longevity to having one gorilla's blood from Rockies every single day, which is a really niche joke, I'll admit, but if you get it, then I pray for your liver. I really do. So, bad news this week is that JCPenney filed for bankruptcy, but here closer to home, Shots and White Squirrel Brewery announced they'll be closing their doors, which I hate. I really do, and it just shows we need to be supporting our favorite local small business restaurants. They're very important, and we're so close to getting everything reopened. Need to focus on making them get through this. We're all getting through this together, so remember to support your favorite local restaurants. The tennis courts, though, talking about everything reopening, are back open. A lot of the Bowling Green parks are. We're actually going to be talking with Kim Lancaster from the city of Bowling Green here in just a few minutes, but they're opening up half of the tennis courts. I will ask her which half of the tennis courts will they open up, because that could really affect my doubles game going forward. In the Corvette Museum, I saw the National Corvette Museum is patiently waiting for a date to reopen. Also waiting patiently for a date to reopen, the massive cave underneath the National Corvette Museum. I hope that is a long way off. The Fairview Avenue Yacht Club got some bad news today. The Fairview Plaza Shopping Center is working on getting rid of that big sinkhole by apparently digging a bigger sinkhole. So that's causing some construction over there. And really bad news for anyone that does not like a moat around the shopping center. I don't know if trading in the sinkhole for a moat is a good idea, but it is at least a very medieval idea. And I can get down with that. And of course, replacing the baseball-shaped hole in our hearts, the Bowling Green Hot Rods have some awesome streams going on right now on Twitch, and can find those on YouTube. We're going to talk with Shawn Murnin, the voice of the Bowling Green Hot Rods, coming up about all the fun going on with them. But right now, what you couldn't miss. A segment every week where we figure something that was pretty much impossible to miss this week. We're talking about the Facebook avatars. Of course, Avatar: The Last Airbender is out on Netflix right now, so Facebook had to cash in somehow. But somehow these avatars are, less well-received than the James Cameron movies that are being worked on right now. Why are they making a second and third one? I don't know, but I figured out why everyone likes these. It's because you feel famous with one of these. It gives you the opportunity to experience something that really only the super rich and super celebritied had been given until this point. The disappointment of having your own wax figure. Because let's face it, these don't look anything like anyone. It's almost as if Mark Zuckerberg is trying to convince us that his facial recognition technology isn't that good, but we all know that's a lie. But it really is. In the same tradition of wax statues like this one of Jennifer Aniston, stole a wax figure chin from Jay Leno. Tiger Woods, with, of course, his famous 90-degree shoulders, and, of course, the royal family. So these about have the same recognition as, well, the Facebook avatars. And for allowing your mother to know the feeling of having her own wax figure, that's what you couldn't miss with Cameron. But right now, though, excited because we have Kim Lancaster here from the city of Bowling Green talking about everything's reopening. Well, welcome, Kim Lancaster. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well here. It's kind of a rainy day, not typically parks weather, but the parks are now open in Bowling Green, so that at least counts for something.
Yes, they are. I mean, they are slowly opening. We are trying to phase this in slowly so that we don't have a mad rush if the weather were nice. But like you said, I mean, this isn't necessarily a parks day outside.
Yeah, but I mean, it is good to know that they're open, and I know that kind of in that gradual rollout, it just means, of course, still social distancing, just outside now, which is
Absolutely.
it's a good improvement. I'm happy for it personally, but it is still there's some precautions to take.
Yes, I mean, and that's the thing. We want folks to know this is not we have not opened the parks completely all at once. So far we have walking trails that are open. We've opened our parking lots so you can get your vehicles in there now. All of our green spaces are open, so that's great. You can just go out there and enjoy the open lawns and the fields. The Bark Park has opened. And tennis courts are open at half capacity. So basically we're going to have one tennis court with a net up, and then there'll be a space where there's not a net, and then there's another one with a net. So we're going to be doing that for a little while, just kind of easing folks back in and encouraging everyone to not come out there with large groups, to not be huddled together. We are still wanting folks to be a minimum of 6 feet apart.
That's right. So no doubles teams yet on the tennis
Not
courts.
yet,
Should
no.
probably hold off from that. But it is good to see the city reopening, and I know here in the next few days we're going to see restaurants coming back open at third capacity, right?
Right. I believe that's it. I think it's 33% capacity or outdoor seating that will be coming back really soon.
So looking forward to that. And of course, we do really want everyone to keep wearing masks. Now, y'all have been doing a really cool campaign on Twitter, Facebook, everything with the city. Kind of why you wear the mask. Had a lot of local celebrities on there, and I think it's a great cause. I don't know. I've been out a few times to get groceries and everything, and we could be doing better on the mask wearing. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, and that was a big part of the reason why we did that. We wanted folks to know that we're not asking you to do something that we're not doing ourselves. I mean, I wear my mask if I leave my house, but I'll be honest, I've been kind of a hermit. I've left my house very, very little since all this has been going on. I've been working from home. I'm doing all these interviews from home. But when we do get out, we are wearing our masks, whether that's in the office, whether that's grocery shopping, or anywhere we go. I mean, it is not 100% foolproof method, but it helps. And anything we can do to keep folks safe in Bowling Green, we're doing it, and we're asking you to do it as well.
That's right. I mean, they know that it says that it maybe not so much catching, but it helps you to keep from spreading any germs, which clearly just
Absolutely.
shows you care about the people that are in the general vicinity of you. So can find out all about that on, of course, Twitter. I've been seeing a lot of people I know. Mayor Wilkerson did his. I've
Yep.
seen a lot of different people from the hospitals and everything showing why they're wearing their masks. But I want to show you. I got my mask here. I don't know to say this is what I'm wearing when I go out there. So one of my friends made this. I know there's no lack of mask here, but I've been thinking about getting a supplementary mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, a supplementary mask to go like for the top half, just just so people don't have to look over the entire thing. And
Oh,
I found
okay.
this while I was cleaning. I think this is a good look.
I feel like that. I mean, if you especially put some glasses on top of it, you would be like face shielded up pretty much.
Yeah, I also feel like people would not allow me in stores and that sort of thing. So I think the
Yeah.
glasses are where we're gonna have to draw the line there. But
See, my problem with the masks is I have a very small head. And so finding masks to fit my face, I need like a child size mask. That's what I need.
this is a huge mask, though, and I don't know if the person that made that did that on purpose because they're like, finally, we can make Cameron at least a little bit quieter.
Yeah. I need the little ones, little bitty.
So, well, yeah, just high fashion. I've seen some really good ones though. I know
Yeah.
I was at Lisa's Fifth Street Diner getting some breakfast Saturday, and they had some really good masks. Them and Spencer's, I think, might have some of the most fashionable masks around.
I need more creativity in my life. I need a fashionable, cool mask.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of places where you can pick those up,
Yeah.
but we are wearing the mask and we are staying
Yeah.
safe. And as everything kind of comes more open, where's a great place to check out to find out the very latest?
Well, we are trying to keep everything up to date on our City of BGKY Facebook and our Twitter page. We also have a coronavirus page at bgky.org that we update regularly. I know that the health department is doing great about putting out information. They'll have a lot of information about like the capacity that can open of a store, and basically a lot of the state rules and regulations are coming down through the health department. So that's another really great venue to check out and find out what you need to be doing and what you can and can't be doing.
That's right, because we're still staying safe and healthy as everything comes back open. And well, Kim, I'll let you get back to you. You bragged about your corner office there on the
It's very fancy.
on the Wake Up show. I was about to say I got a door. There's I think a keyboard back there. So
Yeah, I've got dual monitors here. I mean, I'm big time.
you are living the fancy. I just have my Mac set up on a subwoofer right now. That's the camera setup for this show. So I think that we're making the best of it,
Yep.
and excited to see everything reopen. It's good, but we got to do it safely. So
Safely and slowly, I think, is key. Not everything at once.
that's right. Well, Kim, thank you so much for stopping by here, and you can find out more on Facebook and Twitter. But it's fantastic to see you there and have you drop by.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Of course, you can check out the City of Bowling Green's links right here. Thanks to Kim for stopping by. Right now, though, it's time for Cam's Clip of the Week. Truly one of the great classics there. And speaking of American classics, we're waiting for baseball to get started here. Don't know when it's going to happen, but you can check out some Hot Rods baseball on Twitch. Check this out.
Oh, Gallo. Screw it. Send him.
No!
Get in there. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Let's go. Whew. Might be wearing Crocs and headbands for a couple weeks
Welcome
here.
to Wait What I Missed, to Shawn Murnin, voice of the Bowling Green Hot Rod.
Man.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Cam?
I'm doing well. You are the quarantine beard. You spoke of that when we were getting this all set up there, and you are rocking that quarantine. I had to trim mine back. It just wasn't working for me, but you rock it there. You got the legit look going on.
Thanks. I grew up in a town I grew up just outside of a town. I went to Forest City Regional High School, and I live in Minnesota, so the beard kind of works for me, I guess. It's a bit of a lumberjack look.
That's true. Yeah, land of lumberjacks, Minnesota out there. But yeah, I mean, I know we're all kind of waiting on baseball to resume a little bit here. I'm missing the Hot Rods, something awful, and I know as a broadcaster you've got to be too. But you're doing something really cool because the MLB The Show, which is kind of the official baseball video game, not counting backyard baseball, by the way, which is that's my home turf. There, Pablo Sanchez, still the greatest of all time in my book. But you've done something really cool, starting Twitch streams, kind of get a little Hot Rods action virtually.
Yeah, it was an idea that Nick, so our creative services director Nick Jordan and I came up with me being able to have the connections with the players that we have, obviously being around them all the time, and Nick's know-how in video production. We're able to kind of piece together an idea of doing, I call it a competitive interview, although it hasn't been very competitive. I'm 2-3 and have gotten blown out a couple times.
That's still pretty good. That's good numbers there. 2-3. I mean, you're still what? It's batting. My math is showing really bad now. It's still batting 300. So.
Yeah, it's still not great. What would that be? I guess it's a 400 batting average technically because it's 2 for 5. But
that's still pretty good, though.
It's been fun though. The guys have been super receptive to it as far as the players go, and I've been trying to get better. The tough part is I have a winning record online against random people. These guys are just really, really good at baseball, and they're very, very good at this game. So it's difficult to play against guys that know what you're going to be doing before you do it.
See, that's the thing to me. It's I don't know if I was like a professional baseball player, would I spend a lot of time playing the show? But I guess the answer is yes. I don't know. I guess that's how it works there. But you've got some huge names though. You went up against Chris Betts in the last one. He was the home run derby champ, bat flip king. There, you can't flip virtual bats though. Is there a feature on the show? They should add that.
Yes, they do. If you hit a big home run, they actually do bat flips. If you create a player in the road to the show part of the game, you can actually pick the bat flips or bat slams that you want to do when you hit no doubt home runs. If you go on YouTube, you can look it up. Some of them are absolutely wild.
That's fantastic. I had no idea. So, see, I learned something new there. I just thought that the computer just randomly threw those in there just for funsies there. But yeah, and it's been fantastic. Of course, you went up against Shane Boz too here lately, and you can catch all these. All these are on y'all's YouTube page there for the hot rods.
Yep, we do them live. You can go to our Twitter account at BG Hot Rods, and we post the link right before or as we're getting started. It's usually around 7 o'clock on a Thursday night. But for those people that can't catch them, you could actually go right to the YouTube page. Just search Bowling Green Hot Rods on YouTube, and you'll be able to find it there. I think it's actually, there's a link on our website, bghotrods.com, and you can go there and just check them out. I mean, we post the entire thing, and you get to see me being very red-faced and still trying to carry on a conversation as I get Chris Betts strikes me out 26 times. So,
okay, all right. Well, so who's been your favorite person to play against though so far? Who's been your favorite competitor?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess so. As a competitive person, it's a toss-up between Alan Strong and Shane Boz because I beat both of them.
Okay, yeah.
But I think the two best interviews that we've had so far were Chris Betts and Caleb Sampson, both of whom just destroyed me because they're both really personable guys. They have really great stories. They're very funny. So I think that those are my two favorite interviews, but my two favorite games were the first one against Alan Strong because he beat me like 4 or 5 times before that. And then I managed to hit him. And then Boz, where I got no hit through 12 innings and then walked off in the 13th. So
it does turn up a little bit tougher like that. We can catch that twitch.tv/BG Hot Rods. But you mentioned, though, Chris Betts kind of more conversational. He was on the Tune Up podcast that you guys are kind of doing here in the lull as well. I know you had actually the Lansing Lugnuts broadcaster on for your last one, right?
Yep, it's actually, you were talking about Pablo Sanchez. It was last year or the year before they did a bobblehead of Pablo Sanchez.
I'm still jealous about that, honestly. I checked the eBay price. It's ridiculous. Also, it hurts me just a little bit as a Hot Rods fan to have a Lugnuts piece of memorabilia in my home. That just doesn't feel right on a weird level. So
you get used to it. I have I actually, when I go to ballparks, I'll usually get my wife like a tank top from the team because she likes tank tops for working out and sleeping and all that stuff. And a lot of times I'll get their hats, but I keep them in Minnesota. I don't wear them around here. So you get used to keeping other teams' memorabilia, especially if it's something cool. But yeah, we had Jesse on this week. Jesse's, if you haven't listened to the podcast with Jesse yet, he's fantastic. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a few years. And he's been in the league for over a decade, and there's just knowledge pouring out of his ears. It's unbelievable.
It sounds incredibly painful. But I will say though, it's a great podcast. It's a great listen there, and of course that's you got that on iTunes. And then are there any other distribution platforms to know? I just grabbed mine through iTunes. So.
Yep. So you can subscribe through iTunes. It's on Spotify. I believe it's on iHeartRadio. It's pretty much anywhere that you can think of to go. We use a distributor, so they kind of distribute it through everywhere that you could find podcasts. Plus, you can just go to our Audio Boom webpage where we post all of them, and you can pick them up directly through there too.
Well, that does make it nice and easy. Okay, now Shawn, I want to play a little 3-round trivia game here for what I miss. Just 3 questions, pretty softball pitches there as it goes, but it all referring to baseball and kind of in the news right now.
Okay.
So if you're ready for that, I think we'll go with that.
Don't ask me a lot of Korean baseball organization questions. I don't think I have the answers.
You've got a terrible first round coming to you then, because question
Oh,
number
man.
1, this team is sitting comfortably on top of the KBO with their internet famous mascot dubbed Swole Daddy. Can you name this team?
The only team I could think of is the Lot Giants.
Okay, it's the Dinos there. So that's okay. It's okay. That's a warm up question there. But I was gonna ask. So you haven't been watching much of the KBO. I mean, I know it's also at like 1 a.m. So
I watched I watched opening night, and after that, I watched a lot of The Last Dance.
Okay, yeah.
The '98 Bull saga.
Yes.
Because that was my stuff when I was a kid. So I haven't watched as much KBO as I probably should.
The Dinos that's my team though. I chose them. You can look up. There's the tweet back on like opening day. I was like, the Dinos are and they're just running through it right now. So I know that I think Eric Leach, High Rod's GM, he's also on Team Dinos with me there. So
okay.
In case you're looking for a bandwagon, there's always more room with Swole Daddy. Have you seen the pictures of Swole Daddy though?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a sight to behold.
Yeah. This feels very much like when a soccer fan or a football fan tries to get you to join their team, where they're just like, they're not fans, they're supporters. Come join us. Like, if you don't have a team, just take ours. It's fine.
Yeah, that's it. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this is just all temporary then. So I guess that does lead though into question number 2, because Major League Baseball is looking at this weekend, this specific kind of holiday weekend, for a crowdless return to baseball. Which weekend? Do you know?
Would that be the 4th of July, like the Independence Day weekend?
It is, yeah. They're actually looking at that for a crowdless return to baseball, kind of what the Korean baseball organization has done. I don't know. Do you think it's going to happen? I think maybe without crowds. I don't know, but it's still home stadiums. That's good.
Yeah, it's just the logistics are really tough. The things that the players are saying is that they need so many tests. The good thing is that Major League Baseball said that they were going to be able to have enough tests to give everybody in Major League Baseball tests on a regular basis. Plus, they were going to be able to have tests for local emergency personnel and all doctors, nurses, all those people in those communities too. So, I mean, we really miss it. It's just, I think it's one of those things where I don't know whether they're going to be able to do it or not. I want it to personally, but at the same time, I think we all want it to be safe.
Yeah,
I guess is the way to put it. We want to make sure that it's going to be good. If you want to see what American baseball looks like without a crowd, I don't know if you remember this, but the Baltimore Orioles played a series. It was a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. I forget who they played, but it was in the midst of some of the protests and things like that were going on in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And they had no crowds in the stadium for that. And so if you want to get a look at what it would look like in Camden Yards or what American baseball would look like, it kind of looks the same as KBO, except the stadiums are, American stadiums.
Huh. That's really cool. Yeah, I had forgotten all about that. I'll have to check that out and see. Okay, last question though. Question number 3. You're almost through. So you're 1-1 right now. This is the tiebreaker question here, but I have a good feeling about this one.
Okay.
The Bowling Green Hot Rods are now selling socks featuring this local legend.
It's my guy Turbo.
It is Turbo. Yes, you did it. Turbo. You are now you won. You beat the game. There's no prize. I'm sorry. Champion, right? The prize is you feel warm and fuzzy inside, I guess. How's that? Is that working out?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd describe it as softball questions. Those might have been some T-ball questions. Those were some real layups. You gave me some. I appreciate that. You gave me some good ones.
That's good, because T-ball was the highest level of baseball my hand-eye coordination allowed for. So that makes sense.
There's still time.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's they say you got to pick up a skill here in quarantine. So I'm just gonna start waving around a bat in the apartment. See how long it takes for me to lose everything near and dear to my heart. But yeah, and of course, y'all are selling the Turbo socks, which are going really well. Actually, y'all are doing some really cool stuff. You got that. You got those mystery boxes too that are selling. So lots of cool stuff in the ballpark food and everything. And of course, y'all are still killing it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. YouTube, and keeping us entertained here while we're all waiting for baseball together.
We're trying. I mean, without fans, there's no, there's no minor league baseball, there's no major league baseball. So I mean, we miss the fans, obviously. We miss baseball, but I mean, just trying to stay. I mean, it's the same thing like you're doing here. It's just trying to stay connected with everybody and trying to find a way to entertain people while they sit at home. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really we've really focused, me and then Nick and his creative department have really focused on just trying to figure out what do we think fans and our followers and stuff would like to see or hear, and then we try to move heaven and earth to make it happen. So, if you guys like it, like the tweets, comment on them, let us know if you like it or don't like it. We have that blog that I post on twice a week. If you don't like the Flashback Friday, my email's in there. Let me know. We want to do stuff that makes people interested and excited about baseball, because we haven't forgotten about the fans. So we certainly hope that they haven't checked out yet.
No chance of that there. And of course, can check out the Twitch streams there. Do you know the next game yet? We know the next matchup.
Not yet. We'll figure that out here in the next couple of days. I know I just booked Michael Compton, the beat writer from the Bowling Green Daily News. He's going to be the podcast guest this week. He's been trying to get on the Twitch stream, and I've only done players so far. But I don't think I don't know if how often you've interacted with Michael. He's pretty persistent. So there's got to be a point where we get essentially the Bowling Green Hot Rods off-campus historian into the Twitch stream, and he'll probably embarrass me, I would imagine.
Well, as I say, that'll be good. Open that up. If we get to a backyard baseball stream, then hit me up for that. But otherwise, it's gonna be sad sight there. So
I'm all for it. I'm more than willing to take the win.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very nice of you to make such a generous offer there. And
I'll try to make it as quick as I can too.
I would be the team that people would just book for homecoming that needs to get blown out of the water and by a lot. So yeah, we'll see about that there. But Shawn Murnin, thank you so much for stopping by here, for calling in, for FaceTiming. I don't know. There's so many weird verbs that can go along with all the streaming there, but we're glad that you got to drop by here, and we're looking forward to more twitching and more, hopefully getting to the ballpark soon.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate being on, and anytime. I have my hot rod stuff to do, but outside of that, I mean, like you said, I just got off the golf course, so it's slow going right now. I'm willing to talk anytime you want, but make sure you stop by on the Twitch stream and everything, and in the comments, let us know.
That's right.
Know that you're there.
Yeah, and we'll link everything to that. But thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Cam. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and of course, can find Shawn and the Bowling Green Hot Rods at all of these links pictured here. But I would like to thank everybody for watching along with the first episode of Wait What I Miss. We'll be back next week with more guests, more fun, and hopefully it'll be a good week. Always aiming for a good week. But until then, I hope you don't miss much. But if you do miss something, I hope it's me. Thanks to Shawn Murnin and Kim Lancaster for stopping by this week. I'll see you next week.